Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. Namaste. I'm so honored to be part of today's event. It is always, excited, to speak in the TEDx event. And the title of the event today, it's so excited. And it's grabbed my attention that it's happening on the right timing on what we are planning to do and what we can add to the young generation and the future leaders. I'm sure that most of you knows that, 50% of the existing jobs will disappear in the coming 5 or 10 or maybe 20 years. And that's happening, by the way. We're having a lot of intelligence are coming to the market. We can see a lot of companies are coming up with different ways and different ideas to be implemented. We can see that the robots is replacing the human being. And definitely most of the job or some of the critical jobs which is existing today, it will vanish or it will be out of the market. So are we ready now for the changes? Sometimes we say yes, sometimes we say no. But at the most of the time, when we are talking up from the emotional point of view, we say, yes, we are ready. But if we will think about the subject itself and if we go deeply, trust me, we are not ready. In a way where we are thinking, of the workforce or the future workforce planning. And that's why I'm saying that today we might not be ready, for the changes. So how we can step and how can we start changing the mindset of the parents, of the children, of the students, and for sure, the market. Those companies who are recruiting the young generation, those companies who are seeking to get, the right and the talent pool at the right timing. Most of our education system in the region, we can see today, it's very traditional. However, if we didn't step and we make a major shift on the way of how we are teaching our future leaders and the students, we will be too late. That's why we are working today on coming up with a new model. And this new model, we call it 80-20 model. The 80-20 model, it's, by the way, not a new in the market. It's already existing in the market. But it could be in our region, it's new. And when we are saying that 80-20 model, we mean to have it in a different and in a very advanced way. And in a way where we're going, to bring the young generation to a position where they can say, yes, we are now very confident that we can step into the workforce and we can select also, the right college and universities in the future. That's why we are saying that, are we ready for the changes? Sometimes we are, as a human being, we're having resistance. I'm right? We're having resistance to change. Please sit here. No, I will not sit. Can you wear the mask? No, I will not. I'm right? In some countries, we have seen some, very tough, let's say, approaches. In some countries, they don't have even, some sort of, a tolerance, to accept the government rules and regulation. Going back to the point, now what is the 80-20 model? Is it new? Is it exciting? Is it changing the way of education in the future? From my humble opinion, yes, it is. But this will happen. Soon or later, it will happen. And we will see it. And if we didn't implement it, very soon, we will be very late. However, in this country, we have learned a very important and very nice things, that the government is taking a lot of advanced steps. We are having a program called TEDx. TEDx is basically a program where it's giving the privilege and the chances for the government and the non-government bodies to start thinking of coming of new projects which is not existing in the market. It might exist after 10 years. So that's the idea behind, the 10x. So what is the 80-20 model? Any idea? Did you hear about it? Can anyone share anything with me? I'll make it very easy for you. It is basically very simple process. Maybe you as an educator will think, can we do it? Is it possible? So the 80-20 model, it's very simple, but it's a major changes. It's shifting the way of education and moving it from one step to another step. We might have the resistance. The model is very simple. The kids will spend 4 days in school and 1 day in the workforce. Have you heard about this model before? Have you seen it in our region before? What do you think? Is it possible to implement it? Yes, no? Yes. So that's, is the first step for the changes. That we need now to have a major changes, to the way of education. From my humble experience working for the past 15 years in the workforce, I can tell you that today, unfortunately, lot of issues is happening with the young generation. Why? Because we didn't get the young generation to get step into the workforce from the very early age. And here, when we are talking about the early age, is from the 15 plus. So you will see, the kids, the boys and girls, they are in the workforce from the age of 15 plus. Compulsory. They will come to the school 4 days only. 5 days will be, in the workforce. Different and in a different areas. In areas where we sometimes think that the kids will not accept it. For example, we are as an Emirati. For us to join the hotel industry, it is always, out of our agenda. But can you imagine if we encourage the young generation to step into the workforce from the age of 15 plus? It will change their mindset from the very early age. It will let the parents to understand that this is, a future career. Because most of the time, we push our kids for what? For a job, not for a career. And there is big difference between the career and a job. If we started working on encouraging the young generation to find a career, not a job, they will fly. We will find kids, boys and girls, they are more into the R&D, which is not existing much today. But we will see more kids are into the R&D. Why? Because we have encouraged them to start thinking on something we call it always out of the box thinking. And this will start from the very early age. Once we start having that, we will be able to have a lot of changes. Even the parents, because sometimes the school want to have, the changes. The principal, the teachers, they want to have, major changes. Sometimes the resistance is coming from where? From the parents themselves. So how can we start, having those changes? By, encouraging to start testing a new areas. Most of us, we prefer always to be in the comfort zone. Am I right? So what is the comfort zone for us? Is, to go with the normal education system. And what is the normal education system? It's, 5 days or 6 days. But can you imagine if we start, encouraging the young generation to start coming to school 4 days and go to the workforce? How is the workforce will be in the future? The students, how is their feeling will be? The parents themselves, how they will think that, that yes, we are stepping now into a different ways. Now having, all that and talking about, about the importance of the workforce, it's very important also, to have, a long-term 10 years plan. The 10 years plans will help us and will help also, the future generation to think properly and to think in a different way for their career, which is missing today, which we don't see it. Even selecting, the right university, it could be changes from the very early ages. Why? Because they will be, working and implementing and experience, the right skills on the right timing from the right age. It won't be, difficult. We need now to step in. We need to have a major changes. Could be, through the curriculum. Could be, through, the different approaches, with the parents, with the companies, with the private sector companies, even the government sector. Once we start having that, then we'll be able, to have a major changes. Thank you. I would like, to say always that, I feel that I am part of this family. Millennium School for me, it is a school where I think that it is giving the chance, for the young generation, to move on. So thanks again, and I wish you all the best, and looking forward, for the major changes in the future. Thank you.